All right. Next up, South Florida. I was surprised that South Florida is here. Where what? Um, I don't. I don't know how they're here.
I don't either. It's just Florida, I guess. I guess it's just because it's Florida,
I
and
guess
there's just a crap ton of recruits in Florida.
but they they need so much to succeed. They did just build a new practice facility, so I think that'll help recruiting some.
They need to build a stadium.
But they need their own damn stadium. We can go. I have a whole segment that I want to do on teams that play in NFL stadiums, but this is.
I've known you for a long time, Cody. I've known you for a long time, and the one thing that you are consistent about above everything else is that you hate college football teams that play in NFL stadiums.
I do. Because there's not many teams that play in NFL stadiums that have consistent success. And if that's your goal is to win games, then you don't do that. So I'm gonna not go so far into that.
I can tell you're already getting aggravated.
I'm fired up. And that is a subject that I am fired up about.
They've really taken a nosedive these past 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, they were really good winning 10 games 4 or 5 years ago. And
with,
it's just
Willie Taggart.
And the first year Charlie Strong, which was kind of just he was kind of just building off of Willie Taggart. Once he actually, in his second year, once he actually had some of his own guys, that's when it started going downhill.
Yep. So I think they have some.
And yet somehow he got the Texas job.
They've only had a program since 1997. So yeah. I think that's something that they have for them. I think they could be heading in the right direction with Jeff Scott. I think it could be moving there. There's buzz around their campus about building their own on-campus stadium. There's been buzz for a few years, but I think it's now becoming like something of an issue with hiring coaches and keeping coaches. Is that they don't have their own stadium. I don't have much else to say. Do you want to take a look at their schedule?
Yeah. They got a pretty brutal non-conference. They got one easy game where they host Florida A&M. That should be a win. But that might honestly be one of like 2 wins they have this season because they play at NC State to open the season out. Then they play home to Florida, and their final non-conference game is at BYU.
Yeah, and they play home to Florida, and that's not going to be a home game for them.
No, it's not.
There will be more Florida fans at that game than there are 100%. Central Florida or South Florida fans. Sorry. Yeah, I don't see them winning. I'm looking at this. I don't think
at East Carolina, Temple maybe, because they got a pretty. They play at SMU, home to Tulsa, home to Temple, at East Carolina, home to Houston, Cincinnati at home, at Tulane, at UCF.
I think they take 2 conference games,
maybe
at the most.
Maybe, yeah, because SMU, they're not as good as SMU. Tulsa, I don't think they're as good as Tulsa. Definitely not as good as Cincinnati, UCF. I don't think they're as good as Tulane. And even if I'm down on Houston, they're not better than Houston. So East Carolina and Temple are the only arguments on that schedule.
All right. Well, sorry. We've been like dogging on the Americans.